Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and I am playing through Silent War 2.0, campaign number 3, Turning the Tide, with the IJN expansion. We're currently just beginning to start the month of May 1943. So there was a little bit of housekeeping that I needed to do before we started this turn. First of all, I checked the IJN removal dates to see if there were any ships that needed to be removed from the IJN war mix this month, but as you can see, there are not. There were several that got removed in April before we started the scenario, and there'll be some next month, but none for May. I also checked to see if there were any new IJN ships entering for the month of May, and again, there were not. We do have some subs coming in both as reinforcements and returning from West Coast refit this month, so I got those prepared for when we get to the Triple R segment. We have the Ho and the Tenosa, both Gato class subs, coming in this month at Pearl Harbor. And then we have quite a number returning from refit. This whole stack here, first stack, are going to be coming back into Dutch Harbor. So that's going to allow us to pull back some of those subs that are currently committed up there to the Aleutians campaign. We only need to keep 8 up there for that. So this will give us some more flexibility on which ones we have up there. And then we've got this stack coming back to Pearl Harbor. And then as I was going through the rest of the ones that'll be coming in later, these are the ones that are coming in for June, and then these are the ones that are coming in for July. I did notice that in July we're getting the Haddock back. And he is an early Gato. So whenever an early Gato is sent to the West Coast for refit, when you're told to withdraw them on the reinforcement list, those get replaced with their non-early Gato piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. It's supposed to happen when they return, so this way I won't forget later. But as you can see, we're going to be going from a 644 with a range of 7 to a 744 with a range of 8. From what I can tell, the range really hasn't come into play too much. I was trying to figure out if there was any place on the board that you could be that was out of range of a base. And other than, I think there's some that maybe only have like a range of 4 or something. I could see maybe if they got up around Japan that they would be out of range. But as far as these ones with 7s and 8s, I don't think that's really going to have much of a difference for where they can operate. All right, so we'll put him back in the West Coast refit box. Yeah, so I think with that, we're ready to get started. So we'll start with our war event phase as usual. We'll roll 2 d10s. If the black one is a 0 to 3, then the white one will tell us what our war event is. And it is not. It's a 7, so no war event this week. We're not ready for torpedo improvement yet. Still got quite a few more ships to sink. And then for Ultra, we will roll, see where those are going to be this week. It's a 6. So Set that one over here. So a 6 for War Period 3 is going to be the Marianas and the South Philippine Sea. We'll get those set out. Okay, those are all set. Won't need this one this week. And then for our weather, like I said, we're just starting May, so still just 0 in order for a tropical storm to form. We did have one last week, but it dissipated. And yes, we got another one. So 7 is going to be in the Carolines. So we've got tropical storm here in the Carolines this week. So any subs that pass through there or in the turn there, we'll have to roll to see if they get any damage at the end of the turn. Although transit event checks, and I need to remember to do this because it really bit me last time. I lost a sub because of getting a second damage marker at the end of the turn, and the first damage marker was the result of them transit moving through the Marianas, but I forgot to roll to see if they actually needed to do a transit event check, because you only do it on a roll of 0 to 3 when there's a tropical storm involved. So that might have saved us losing a sub. But I'm going to play it that way since it was my mistake, so I'll suffer the consequences of it. So yeah, that's the weather phase done. So moving on to our Triple R segment. We do have some reinforcements coming in. And I believe that they go to Pearl Harbor. I will just double check on that to make sure, in case we have a choice of where to send them. So for reinforcements, get it in the shot here. We have newly received submarines are listed. Place them in the broom box of the proper base display, transit side up. If a base of arrival is not yet active or has fallen, the submarines are received at Pearl Harbor. Exception, Brisbane subs are received at Fremantle if the latter is active. Okay, so let me check and see if it actually specifies where we get them. Yes, it does. So those are coming in at Pearl Harbor. Then here are the returning ones, and then there's up here, then it lists the ones that are specifically returning to Dutch Harbor. There's a few that we're going to be missing. The S-43 was sunk prior to us starting the scenario. The Narwhal was permanently withdrawn for training and or special operations before the scenario started. And I think it was the Sea Lion was sunk before the scenario started. So we won't be getting those. Yeah, so these two will come into the broom box at Pearl Harbor. And then our returning subs, it says they're placed in the broom box of Pearl Harbor, transit site up, unless otherwise noted. So like I said, all these ones up here, whoa. Let's not get these mixed up. This stack is actually going up to Dutch Harbor's broom box. And these are the ones sea dragon, sargo, saury, sculpin, and sailfish are all coming into the broom box at Pearl Harbor. So a lot more subs to work with now. You know what that means. Longer turns. Probably going to be approaching the 3-hour mark here on this one. We're going over the 3-hour mark. All right. So that's it for the reinforcements. Then we've got ready phase. So again, starting over here at the sub tender, we've got this one that's going from ship side to ready for sea. Same thing here at Pearl Harbor for the Pompano, the Tarpon at Brisbane, the Tautog at Fremantle, and the S-32 and the S-35 at Dutch Harbor. Okay, and then we have a whole mess of them to roll for. So I'm just going to leave the camera on the dice tray here. And we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 here at the submarine tender to roll for. So first one needs skipjack, needs a 4. He does not get it, so he will go ship side. The Stingray also needs a 4. He will also go ship side. The Seawolf needs a 4. He will go ship side. Whale needs a 5. Wow, he will go ship side. Maybe the turn won't be that long. The Wahoo with Morton. They all failed to go ready for sea. Let's see how we do at Pearl Harbor. We've got the Sea Dragon needing a 4. He makes it. The Sargo also needs a 4. He does not make it. The Saury needs a 4. He does not make it. The Sculpin needs a 4. He does. The Sailfish needs a 4. He makes it. The Hoe needs a 5. He makes it. And the Tenosa needs a 5. He makes it. A little bit better there. So we got 5 more in addition to the Pompano coming out of Pearl Harbor this week. For Brisbane, we've just got 2. So we'll roll both dice for this. They're both needing 5s. We'll do the black die for the grouper and the white die for the grayback. So grouper does not make it, grayback does. We've got 3 at Fremantle. The Gudgeon needs a 5. He goes straight to ready for sea. The Grenadier, he does as well. And the Halibut. Need to get him down back over to Pearl for refit. He makes it out. And then all of these from Dutch Harbor. The S40 needs a 3. Nope. 41 also needs a 3. Yes. 42 needs a 4. Yes. 44 needs a 4. Yes. 45 needs a 4. No. 46 needs a 4. Nope. 47 needs a 4. Yes. And 34 needs a 3. Yes. All right, so 5 of those made it to ready for C. The other 3 go to the pier side. All right, now we got some repairs to make. We'll start here at Pearl Harbor. The Silver Sides needs an 8. He's been stuck there for quite a while, I think, since the beginning of the scenario. If I remember right. He does not make it. Our Flying Fish, which is in for refit, needs a 6 or less. Just made it. So he gets to move over to repair box 1, and then once he comes to the broom box, we'll upgrade his playing piece. And then the Scorpion needs a 4. Nope. All right, we got a couple here at Fremantle. The Gar needs a 7. Yes. And who is this? The Thresher needs a 3. Ooh, we got it. He gets to move over. 2 at Dutch Harbor. They both need 5s. We'll do top for the black die, bottom for the white die. And they both make it. All right, that's it for repairs. We just need to move everybody up to their operating sections. All right, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to take a little bit to kind of figure out where I want to send people this turn, figure out who we want to leave committed to the Aleutian campaign, pull some of those other boats out of there to some better places to hunt. And yeah, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I think I've got a pretty good general idea of what I'm going to do here this turn. So we're going to start by moving these guys back to base that are returning. So this one up here, S28, is returning to Dutch Harbor. That is one of the ones that I'm going to leave up there. I decided all of the S1s that only have 1 defense, I think there's 5 of those, we're going to leave up here, and then there's 6 of them, maybe 6. And then 2 of the other S boats, S30 and S33, I'm going to leave up there. Everything else I'll send further south. So anyway, this guy's going to go back through the Aleutian Islands to Dutch Harbor, so no red boxes involved, so no transit event check. He will go to the broom box. Then over here, we wanted to get, what was this, the sunfish. We're going to have him go through the Coral Islands back to, make sure we've got room there. And got a bunch of these at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've got room for one more. We've got 5 subs tying up our sub tender at shipside still. So we're only going to be able to get 2 more back in there after the salmon leaves. But we do have room for the sunfish to go there. So he will not have a transit event check either, because each of these areas only has 1 red box, and he gets a -1 to his roll for being on transit side. So we'll get him over here to the broom box. So they are at capacity now. Next, I guess we need to decide, these guys are close enough to get back to Pearl. He's got to go to Pearl because he was not able to get there last time. So really, I guess it's just this one here that we want to get back into there. So why don't we send, we're going to want to send these guys down. So we'll send this guy back to Pearl next. So he'll go through the Hawaiian Islands to Pearl, no transit event check. You will need to roll for damage. So let's see what he gets for that. A 7 is going to be moderate damage. So he goes to repair box 2. And then, what else? These 2 we can send back to Pearl. They'll also go through the Hawaiian Islands, so no transit event check required. Oops. They are undamaged, so they go straight to the broom box. Now, I think we're going to need to do some shuffling around here. We've got 4 subs in this area right now. So if we want to bring the salmon out from this forward base, we're going to want him to move through here. Probably either up into Empire Pacific or down to the Marianas. So we'll want to clear a path for him first. So I'm thinking we send one of these guys, have them patrol move down to the Marianas, which is one of our ultra areas. He will need to do a transit event check, but only a 9 will matter. Got a 6. So for his search and contact roll, he'll get a +1 to the initial die roll. So that's a 6 and a 7. 6 is going to give us a sparse, and And 7 is a large convoy. So a sparse large convoy for War Period 3 with 1 extra ship for each column because of the Ultra is 2322. All right, 1 no solution, too far. So we've got a 3 tactical rating for the plunger. I'm thinking this looks kind of bad over here, so I'm thinking we'll try column D. We'll go standard. Hoping this is just some sort of capital ship. Oh no, that one's a destroyer. 4,000 ton merchant. And oh no, an aircraft, even worse. Oh, he's only a half at least. Don't like this. All right, let's get our destroyer replaced. He is actually the Umikaze. Column C. All right, then. So with our 4 attack, slide this over here a little. That's going to get knocked down to 3. We need our TDCs first, though, before we go that making our calculations. Get a little ahead of myself here. All right, +2 and 0. This probably isn't going to happen. So we're at 3. -2 for the ship defense brings us down to 1. Minus another 2 for that TDC, and then more negatives for the ASW. So yeah, we got no shots, no counterattack at least. And we will withdraw. Our endurance check, he's a C rating. So he's going to need a 3 or less. Now we got it. We'll go back to here. And now we have only 3 subs here, so we can bring out the Salmon from our forward base in the North Pacific. You will travel down through the Bonins to let's actually I might actually want to get him into the Empire Pacific. So let's backtrack on that for just a second and move one of these guys into here. We won't move the spotted one, although spotted doesn't make a difference in for transit event checks now that we're in War Period 3. All right, so we'll transit move the Scamp to here. Because he entered shallow waters, he's going to get a -1 to his die roll. So an 8 or 9 will trigger a check. 0. And then he's just got a regular roll for his search and contact. 3 and 4. Probably not going to be good enough. Nope. Oh, yes. 3 is sparse. 4 is going to be small convoy. So a sparse small convoy is 2 and 1. Now it's actually going to be 2 and 0. Sea mist there in column B. So pretty obvious where we're going. Let's go aggressive. Okay. Get those both replaced. We'll do the auxiliary first. We got the Kimikawa, 7,000 tons. Same tonnage, one less defense. I like that. And if this guy is a half or a one, that would be even better. Yeah, he's still a two. Harusame. All right, let's see if we can take this guy down. Okay, that'll be a -2 because we're aggressive. So we're at 7 minus 1 is 6, -3 for the ship defense, -2 for the ASW, +2 for the TDC, gives us a 3 as our to-hit number. With the -1 DRM for aggressive posture, we'll need a 4 or less to hit. No. Counterattack is going to be 2 plus 1 red box from the op area is 3, plus 3 for the war period is 6. We have 4 defense, but we're in shallow waters, so we only get to subtract 3. So he's going to be on the 3 to 4 row with a +1 modifier for us being aggressive. 4 on the 3 to 4 is nothing. Now I think we'll try again. We don't have to reveal anything else. We will stay aggressive. Only a 0 this time, but it'll actually be the same because we get an extra -1 for the reattack round. So it should be a 4 or less again. Let's math it out. 7 minus 1 is 6, -3 for the ship defense, -2 for the ASW. That's now a -2 TDC, so that adds 2 back, which gives us a target number of 3. With our -1 DRM, a 4 or less will hit. No. Getting good numbers on that white die, but just can't get the black die to hit. For the counterattack again, this time he's going to have a +2 because of the reattack round. So 3 to 4 row with a +2 modifier this time. And that's a 5, which I think is still good. Yes, just barely. All right, for our endurance check, he is an A rating, but we went aggressive, so he's going to need a 4 or less. Nope. So he goes back here, transit side up, involuntary RTB. All right, now I think we can bring the salmon out of our forward base. We'll go through the Bonins to Empire Pacific He's got no congregating risk, but he does have, each of these areas have one red box, but he's on transit side, so no check required. We'll flip him over to patrol there or an adjacent area next turn. All right, let's get back to the rest of our RTBs then. We've got this guy who now has room to go here. So he will go to the broom box of the Sperry. And they are now at capacity again. All right, we've got some down here coming home. Let's deal with these first. They're all going to come back to Fremantle. So the fin back goes through the Band of Sea to Fremantle. Get it in a shot here. So he's going to have a transit event check here. He is on transit side, but he's going through shallow and narrow, so that's going to be a -1 to his roll to offset the +1 from transit event side. So he will, or sorry, the -1 from transit event side. So it's going to be even roll, so only a 9 will matter. Nope. So he makes it back to Fremantle, into the broom box there. And we've got the S31 doing the same thing. So again, only a 9. He makes it back. And then lastly, for this area anyway, the tuna. Same thing, only a 9. And he gets a 9. And then that narrow/shallow DRM also applies to these two rolls. So these are both going to be +1s. A 4 and a 7. A 4 puts us on the top row here for war period 2 or 3, sorry. And the 7, whoo, just escaped being spotted. So he will also go back to Fremantle's broom box. All right, we got several here coming back as well. We'll start with the albacore. Same deal. +1, -1 DRMs, so a 9 will has a transit event check. Nope. And then he's damaged, so we got to roll to see how bad his damage is. And a 6 is going to be moderate. So he goes into repair box 2. At Fremantle, yes. I put the tuna in the wrong one. He's supposed to go Fremantle, not Brisbane. All right. Next up, the grayling. Why has he got voluntary RTB? I must have just put it on the wrong side. Same deal. Only a 9 will matter. Nope. So he goes to the broom box of Fremantle, not Brisbane. Then we've got the Tambor coming down. Only a 9 matters. He did get it, so +1 to each of these. Ooh, that's really, really bad. 10 and 10. I think he's going to be lost at sea. Yes, indeed. Red box, lost at sea, cause unknown. Poor Tambor. So it's going to bump up our lost subs another notch, up to 15. And then we have, oops, the Trout coming back. Again, only a 9. That was 3 9s in a row I just rolled there. He's safe. Room box of Fremantle. All right, I think that is all of the subs that we had returning. You can't come back till next turn, so yeah, we're ready to go on patrol here. So let's see who all we can get into these ultra areas. Why don't we start here in the South Philippine Sea? We'll move the drum over there. And they are not, he's on patrol side, but no modifier to his roll, so just a 9. 6. So he will get +1 DRM for his search and contact, which is 6 and 3. 6 is going to be sparse, and 3 is a small convoy. So a sparse small convoy with +1 is going to be 3 and 2. All right, this doesn't look very good either, but we'll see what we can do. We'll start over here in B. Thinking maybe we should go cautious, so we only have to flip 3 of these for the first round. Oh, good. Oh, good. Now if we can just get that lucky over here. Nope. All right. Pull another destroyer to replace that. It is the Asagumo. And get our 4 TDC markers. 8,000 tonner sure would be nice. Well, maybe the 3,000 tonner. All right, so our 6 attack is reduced to 5. We got -2 for the ship defense. -2 for the ASW. Gets us down to 1. This is our unmodified TDC, so we get to add 2 back in. So we need a 3 or less to hit. Let's do it. No, come on. We're getting good damage rolls too. All right, counterattack is going to be 2 plus 1 red box plus 3 from the ASW, so that's going to be a total of 6, minus our 4 defense. We are not in shallow waters, so that's going to be a 2. So it'll be on the 1 to 2 row, but with a -1 because we are cautious. So that's a 0, so that's going to be nothing. Let's do this. We're going to be losing 2 from him anyway. If we slide over to C, we only lose 1 for having to go over a column. So now we'll go, let's go back up to standard. Yeah, because there's not going to be any counterattack. So yeah, might as well go to standard. Can't go all the way to aggressive because we don't have a super skipper. Let's get a nice -2 or -3 on that 8,000 tonner. +1. These will all be -1 to them. Okay. Not as good as I'd hoped, but should still be pretty good. So this is a -2 TDC since we're doing a reattack. So 6 minus 1 is 5, minus the ship's defense of 3 leaves 2. We get to add 2 back in, so now we need a 4 or less with no DRM. Come on. This thing does roll low numbers, right? Yeah, look at that. Okay. No counterattack since we slid over. Oh, we forgot to take the, I just remembered. We missed anyway, but we forgot to take the -1 off for going over a column. So we actually needed a 3 or less. Alrighty. Then we go to endurance check. He's an A rating. We did not go aggressive at all, so he gets to no DRM, so a 5 or less. And he gets to stay. Why couldn't we roll that for the hit? All right, next we'll send the porpoise over here. Ooh, I just realized there's a connection here from the South China Sea too over to here as well. So we can get these 2 guys over there. Last one will have congregating risk, but that's fine. So he has a transit event check only on a 9. That's a 3. And then +1 to his search and contact. 3 and 4. Is that going to be enough? No, it isn't. And the 4 is not a red box result, so he doesn't get a loner either. So he will do search and contact, or not search and contact, endurance roll with a -1 modifier for not finding anything. He is a C rating, so he needs a 4 or less. That helps if you drop it in the tower. 0. So he gets to stay. The pike. Transit event check on a 9. Yes. 7 and 0. That'll be fine. All of the 0 results are nothing. So search and contact for him with a +1 gives him an 8 and an 8, or sorry, a 9 and an 8. Did I remember to add +1 to the porpoise? I'm gonna go back and check that real quick. Okay, I did remember to add it. So this one's going to be a 9 and an 8, which is going to be a high density task force. with an extra ship in each column. So that's going to be 2, 3, 3, 5. Okay. The pike is not very good. He's only going to be able to reveal 2 at standard. And he's only going to have 3 attack after we subtract his torpedoes. So I don't think there's much point sending him over there in column D, even though there's probably a lot of nice targets over there. So I'm thinking we'll go column B. And first we can get rid of this. Too close. I'm thinking go aggressive. So we'll get to flip one of these 2, either in A or C, over as well. Or should we play it safe and just flip 2? Yeah, maybe we'll just go standard attack. We'll flip 2 over. A destroyer and a combat event. Great. Five. Is Cui Favit Fortuna. Whom does fortune favor? So we have to roll a die. If it's a 0 to 4, all of our TDCs count as negative. If it's a 5 through 9, then it's that deadly division event where we can get multiple diligent escorts in the same column. So hopefully we get a 0 to 4. 3, great. Oops. All right, so everything will be negative. We are not going to target that destroyer. That would be pretty pointless, I think. Oh, we got to see what he actually is, too. And he got a lot worse. The Kasumi. The 2 ASW. I like that half a lot better. Yes, we're going to need something really good because we're going to have to go to an adjacent column. Okay, that one's good. And that one's good. So our event really didn't have any effect. We are standard posture, so no modifications to the TDCs and no DRMs. Thinking I'm going to try this one in column C. So we're going to assume it has 1 defense. I've got 3 attack. Minus his 1 defense is 2. Minus the 2 from the destroyer is 0. Another minus for going over a column puts us at -1. Then we get to add back in 2, so we can hit it on a 1 or less. Maybe. Well, first we gotta. So we figured out that a shot is possible. Now we got to reveal it and see if it actually is possible. Probably not. Not with that 3 defense. So yeah, 3 attack minus his 3 defense minus the 2 from the ASW is -2, negative another one for going over a column. Then we only get to add back in 2. So yeah, we have no shot. That is where we should have gone. And if we were in the same column, we would have at least had a shot. Oh well. So no shot possible. Although in this case, this is that special rule again. the note underneath the in 14.17, unrevealed units with TDC markers are considered to have a defense of 1 until revealed. If attacked and it is determined that the target cannot be hit, the attack goes through with an automatic miss followed by a counterattack. So even though it's the first round and we didn't have a valid solution, we thought we did and took the shot, and so they get to fire back at us. So he's got 2 plus 1 is 3, plus another 3 is 6, minus our 2 defense. Puts him on the 3 to 4 row. No modifiers. A 5 on the 3 to 4 row is nothing. So now the question is, do we slide over here, go cautious so that we only have to flip this 1 over and hope for something not bad? I feel like we do. We gotta start making something happen here. I feel like we're not making as much progress as we should have been at this point. So we're switching to cautious. We only have to flip 1, which will be this one. Oh, nice. It's a battleship. Let's see what battleship and if it's allowed to be found here or not. It is the Yamato, so it's got that little flag. We got to see if he's allowed to be in the South Philippine Sea in 1943. During 1943, Yamato class may only be encountered in East China Sea, South China Sea, North Philippine Sea, Marianas, and the Carolines. So nope, just one area shy of where we could have found him. I assume when it says South China Sea, that applies to both of them, South China Sea 1 and South China Sea 2. But we are in South Philippine Sea, which he was not allowed to go to apparently. So that just gets returned and no replacement is drawn. Still counts as our flip, from what I understand. So, yeah, we're going up against just this 7,000-ton oiler here in our column with the destroyer next to us. We'll put a TDC there just in case, and 1 here. Now these are back to normal now. That combat event only lasted for the first round. Yeah, that's not gonna. Now is when we needed that. So I don't even think I'll calculate it, but I doubt we have a shot here. 3. We assume he has a defense of 1, which goes down to 2, down another 2, and then -1. Oh, maybe we do. -1 for the column shift puts us at -1, but then this is actually a -1 because it's a re-attack round. So we can hit it on a 0 if he has a defense of 1. And it's an aircraft. Yeah. So they get to counterattack us. And I probably should have put one over here instead, but oh well. You'll notice too, this counter is narrower than the rest. There were some issues with the way the counters were cut, and Compass has been informed of that, and everyone's hoping that maybe they'll issue some replacements for those, but we haven't heard anything yet on that. So anyway, counterattack, 2 + 1 + 3 is 6, minus our 2 defense. So he's on the 3 to 4 row again. We are cautious this time, so that will negate the plus that he gets from the re-attack round. So just a straight roll on the 3 to 4. 2 is going to be nothing. All right, so we avoided any trouble there. His C rating means he can stay around on a 3 or less. He does not. RTB for him next turn. All right, so as I just mentioned, let's go ahead and get these guys over here. Let's send the growler over first. So transit event only on a 9, except he's leaving shallow waters, so that's going to add a +1 to our die roll. So actually an 8 or 9. Safe. For his search and contact, it will be with a +1. 2 and 0 is going to be nothing. And again, as we mentioned, the 0 on the second roll only matters if the first roll was also a 0. That will trigger a sub versus sub encounter. We just have to go to our endurance check because we found nothing. He is an A rating with a -1 modifier. He needs a 6 or less. And he gets it. This is one of our early Gato boats. So if he gets damaged, he has to RTB back to Pearl to be refit. All right, so now we do have 4 subs here. So this one, when the pedo comes over, he will not only have the +1 for leaving a shallow, he will also have +1 for congregating risk, since there are 5 subs in the area now. So a 7, 8, or 9 will trigger a check for him. He got a 3. And then his +1 for the ultra area will get negated by the -1 for the congregating risk on his search and contact roll. So this will just be a straight roll. 2 and 9. Ooh, that is going to be a loner. So 2 is in the white box area, and then the second roll is a red box result, which gives us a loner contact. So let's refresh our memories on how loner combat works. So this just tells how it occurs. So then the target, we will get, it's war period 3, so we're going to draw a single piece from cup C and place it in the corresponding column. And then we roll a die. And if it is equal to or less than our tactical rating, we get to go in the same column. Otherwise, we go in an adjacent column. So let's do all that and then go from there. So I need to clean all this up. DD goes back over there. This goes in C, and all these go back in D. All right, so we get a single counter from cup C. We really want it to be a non-warship, because then we can do surface gunnery against it. So we don't reveal it yet. We roll, and our tactical rating is 4. So we need a 4 or less to set up in the same column. we get a 5. So we have to go to an adjacent column. But if we're doing surface gunnery, it won't matter. Next, we reveal the target unit. If it's in combat event, we roll as normal, but only apply the result if it's a 1, 3, or a 4. Everything else is treated as no event. If it's an aircraft, he gets a single counterattack round against us. And if it's a surface ship of any type, then we can do normal combat against it, basically, with the exception that we can voluntarily invoke surface gunnery unless it's a warship, or if we are spotted, or if the op area has a typhoon, and blah, 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 blah. So let's reveal. Come on, merchant. Yes. All right. So we will conduct a round of surface gunnery, which for surface gunnery, we can refer to combat event 1. We roll on the 18 to 25 line. Oh, sorry, the 26 to 35 line. If we're the Argonaut, the Nautilus, or the Narwhal, we use that line. Surcouf uses that line, and the Leviathan uses that line. So we're on the 26 to 35 line. So it's basically, we don't have to do a 2-hit roll. We just roll on the damage table and see what we get. We do not apply the negative torpedo modifier either, since we aren't firing torpedoes. So for our 26 to 35 line, we need a 6 or higher to damage it, a 7 or higher to sink it. And of course, we roll a 0 when we're not firing torpedoes. All right, reattack. I think we'll slide over into his column. I'm thinking maybe for the reattack, we do just try a normal torpedo attack. Watch, we'll roll big this time. We'll go aggressive, and then we get the -1, additional -1. So it's going to be -2 to the TDC, and our attack value of 7 -1 for the... Hey, all right. So that's going to be a -4. Remember, the reattack can't take it below -3, but the aggressive modifier can. So we got -4 on the TDC. We're at 6 after our torpedo modification, and then down to 4 when we subtract the ship's defense. But then we get to add 4 back in. So we need an 8 or less to hit. And for a 5,000 ton, we need a 5 or more to sink it. Come on. I told you what would happen. I told you. Very frustrating. So that one gets away. For our endurance check, we're an A rating, so 5 or less. Nope. All right, let's see what we can do in the Marianas. Looks like we have, there's one there already. We've got 4 more that can get there. We'll send these 2 guys first. So he is, the spotted doesn't matter for war period 3 for transit event checks. So we just need anything but a 9. 3. And search and contact with a +1, but hold on a second. Does spotted affect that? Only in war period 1 or 2. Okay. So +1 to search and contact. 7 and 5. That's going to be low density. And 5 is just enough for a large convoy. So low density, large convoy with an extra ship in each column. 3322. All right, Snook has a 4 rating. I don't really like what I'm seeing. Let's try column C. We'll go standard posture. Flip over these 4 red balls. Of course, that's a destroyer. There's an oiler. We'll get replaced though. Merchant. And a merchant. Okay, not terrible. Of course, I'm sure this guy's going to go up from his 1/2 value. Oh, it didn't. Nice. Even lower defense, too. The Karukaya. And we need an auxiliary up here. Something nice and heavy would be nice. Same tonnage. It's the Kinagawa. Okay. We'll go here, 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 and here. Nice. Nice. Oops. Not nice, and don't really care. All right. Debating whether a split shot would work here. Let's figure out what our 2 hit values would be if we tried that. If we went 4 on this one and 3 on this one, that would be 4 minus 1 is 3, minus his defense is 0, minus 1 for the destroyer is -1, but then -2 brings it back up to 1. So we'd need a 1 to hit that, and then this would have 3 allocated to it. -1 is 2, -1 for his defense, -1 for the destroyer, add 2 back. This one would need a 2. And I don't really like that. So let's just put everything. Let's see what our options were if we send everything at one or the other. So 6 minus 3 is 3. -1 is 2. and then add 2 back in. That would make this a 4 to hit. And then if we went after this one instead, that would be a 6 minus 1 is 5. Minus 1 is 4. Add 2 back in. He'd be a 6 to hit. We want to try for the easier but less tonnage. Or the more difficult and more tonnage. I think the easier and less tonnage. So we're going to go after this guy. We need a 6 or less. Wow. I don't even know what to say at this point. For the counterattack, he's got 1 plus 1 red box is 2. Plus 3 for the war period is 5. We subtract my 4 defense, puts him down to 1. So he's on the 1 to 2 row. But he gets a plus 1 for me being spotted. So 1 to 2 row at plus 1. There's a 3, that's going to be nothing. All right, we are going to slide, get away from that destroyer, and hope this isn't something worse. We were standard there, right? So we're going to go aggressive this time. Ooh, a battleship. Let's see if this is one we're allowed to. I think the Marianas was a place where those Yamato classes could be. Let's see what we end up with. We got the Fuso, 35,000 ton. I don't think those can be here though from the normal Japanese battleship doctrine rules. Oops. Where is it? Thought it was here. Yep, here it is. The title is kind of hidden in the graphic there. Don't think that probably wasn't intentional. So yeah, all battleships and BVs other than the Congo class, which is 32,000 ton, and Yamato class, 68,000 ton, may only appear in Empire Pacific, Sea of Japan, East China Sea, and in War Period 3, the North Philippine Sea. So all the ones with the special battleship icon on their op areas. So he is not allowed to be here. So I think in this case we would follow this rule, which is, yeah, and in fact I think I asked about this on Board Game Geek, and this was the answer. We would reveal another, so this guy goes back into his cup and we reveal another in its place. However, in this instance, there is nothing else to reveal. So we've eluded the escorts for a re-attack round. And we just have these 3 juicy targets we can go after. Dice rolls have to go my way eventually. They don't have to, but you know what I mean. They ought to. Okay, -1, not great. +3, well, looks like that's going to be our best option. We do get a -1 for the re-attack round and another -1 for being aggressive. So this is actually a -3. So we're at 6. -3 for his defense is 3. -1 for going to an adjacent column is 2, but then we get to add back in 3. So we need a 5 or less with a +1 modifier since we're aggressive. So a 6 or less to hit. Hey, we finally got it, and look at that. 0 for the attack results. Of course. Grumble, grumble, grumble. All right. That will do it. There's no counterattack. So we are done there. Let's get these mixed up. This goes in C. This goes in D. This goes in the auxiliary cup. This goes in the destroyer cup. B and A. All right, for our endurance check, we did go aggressive, so we get a +1 modifier. We are A class, so we need a 4 or less. 3. He gets to stay out at least. Next, we will move in the seal. You know what? Let's save him for last. Let's move in the guardfish next. So he has a possible transit event on a 9. Nope. And then +1 for his search and contact roll. 9 and 5. That's going to be high density, large convoy. That's what I like to see. High density, large convoy with an extra ship. So 4, 4, 3, and 2. All right, we're back. And I did remember to get the spotted marker back up on the snook there. Accidentally left it behind when he went back there. Okay, so the guardfish is going to have a lot of these no solutions. Evading from B, too close, and I think this one's too far. Yep. There's only 2 of them in Cup C, so we've seen them both already. So let's see. I guess column A makes the most sense, although I have a feeling we're probably going to get burned here. We'll go standard posture, flip over these 4 red balls. Okay, like that, like that, like that. Hey, excellent. So we need 3 auxiliaries over here for column A. First one will be, oops, one flew out. Oh, this is one of these Akitsu Maru, one of those Imperial Japanese Army ships. We have to make sure they're allowed to be in the Marianas. I think they were. Let's see. I should probably make a player aid for this so we don't have to keep going back to the rule book. Oh no, it doesn't look like Marianas is one. So he goes back to his pile and no ship is drawn in its place. That's a shame. I don't know if that's supposed to go back, if we're supposed to draw them all first and then return the ones that aren't allowed to be there, but hopefully we won't get them again. All right, this is the Kunikawa Maru for this one. And we have the Okinoshima. So a little bit higher defense than what we initially drew, but a little bit better tonnage. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, well, that one went back in the wrong thing. I wonder if that's from our previous playthrough or if that's actually from one of our cups from this playthrough. There's a different one here. Zero, don't like that. Zero, don't like that. +3, don't like that. Come on. All right, well, we got no ASW, so I'd rather not target that one unless we have to. So it looks like we're just going to have our 6 minus whichever one we go after. It'll be -3 defense, so we might as well go after the more tonnage. So we need a 3 or less to hit. And a 9. We'll stay here. Stay standard. Yeah. You know what? Let's go aggressive. Destroyer. Oh, good. Merchant. And order. Oh, nice. All right. So we're having good luck with the draws here this time. We just can't get our dice to hit. This is going to get upgraded to the Harusami. We just saw him. Over here we've got, 16,000 tons. Nice. The SATA. That was from B. All right, we're aggressive posture. So -2 on all our TDCs, unless it's a -3 and it's only -1. Need some nice TDCs here. I think we'll go after these 2 big ones over here. Okay, that's not too bad. Ooh, that's great. That is what we were looking for. Ooh, so is that. Wow, we got a lot of choices here. All of these are basically -4s. I think we want to try for this 16,000 tonner. That's going to be, we got this stupid destroyer now. Grr. Now let's see what it works out to be. So if we go after him, it's 6 -3 is 3, minus the 2 ASW is 1, minus for the column shift over, but then +4 on the TDC. gives us a 2 hit value of 4. So a 5 or less will actually hit with our DRM. If we instead go after this guy, it's basically going to be one less because we just don't have the column shift. Everything else is the same. So that would be a 5 or less to hit him. 6 or less with the diroll modifier. Yeah, I say we go for the big fish. So we need a 5 or less to hit. I don't even know why I try. For the counterattack, we are aggressive, and it's the re-attack round, so he gets a +2. He's at 2 + 1 + 3, so 6 minus our 4 defense. He'll be on the 1 to 2 row with a +2. 9 and 8. That's going to be bad potentially. 1 to 2 row, 9. That was just damaged. He's not an early Gato. He's a regular Gato, so he doesn't have to go home. But he probably will. For his endurance check, since he's damaged and we went aggressive, we get a +2. So his A rating means he needs a 3 or less. Ooh, it almost tipped to the 1 there. All right, so he will RTB. Next turn. We're actually up here. And then we've just got 3 subs here currently. We're going to send the seal in last. So next is the Greenling, who is an early Gato. If he gets damaged, he has to go home. Transit event, only on a 9. 8, close. +1 to search and contact. 4 and 6. 4 is going to be sparse. 6 is a large convoy. Sparse large convoy with an extra ship in each is 2322. All right, so I rechecked the cups for these no solution markers and found that cup A didn't have any, and it was supposed to have one. So I'm not sure how long that's been out of the mix, but hopefully not too long. I got that corrected. And then I found out that cup D only had 2, and it was supposed to have 3, so I don't know if I messed that up from the beginning. I checked all the others, and they didn't have an extra, and there aren't any more in the regular TDC pile, so I might have just had that wrong from the beginning. But we have that all corrected now, hopefully. This one is the Sea Mist from column B, and Bad Angle in column D. All right, this doesn't look that great. I think we'll set up in column C. We'll go standard attack posture. So let's start over here. Combat event. 7. Counterattack combat. So this is where they get to counterattack us first before we attack them. If we reveal any ASW. Let's hope we don't. That was from C. Then we're going to go with this one. Of course. Diligent Destroyer. Diligent Escort. So he's going to get an immediate roll. Well, first we get to try to crash dive. So a 0 will work for that. Nope. And then he rolls on the Diligent Escort line. There are no modifiers. He gets a 6, which means he spotted us. Oh, isn't that just great? And let's go with this one. Ooh, the Yamato. That gets replaced, because that's the named piece, it gets replaced with, I think there's one of 2 that it can be. I'll check the table again. I think I might make a player aid with this table and the list of battleships and where they can be found. The Yamato, no, we just use that specific one. But then it is one of those Yamato class, obviously. So we have to see if he's allowed to be here. Because by the normal battleship doctrine, he is 32,000 ton and 68,000 ton can be found anywhere. But then when you're using the IJN, there's a special rule that kicks in for Yamato class. And in 43, it's the East China Sea, the South China Sea, the North Philippine Sea, the Marianas, and the Carolines. Well, we are in the Marianas. So we did, in fact, find the Yamato. And if that Diligent Escort wasn't here, we might have actually had a shot at it, potentially. All right, we need to find out what he is. It'll be whatever we draw with 3 extra ASW. Oh, good. So he is a 3.5. Leave that there to show that he's diligent. We do not get another flip. That was our 4th one, so that's going to be it. I need some TDC markers. And we'll go with 1 here. 1 here, I guess. Well, we've only got 4 valid spots, so we got to put them on all 4. Oh, nice. That might work. Just might work. So let's see. We go after this guy. We're in standard attack posture. 6 becomes 5 for us. We lose 2 for his defense, down to 3. We lose 3.5 rounded up, which is 4, so that takes us to -1. We lose another -1 for going over a column, so we're at -2. Then we get to add 3 back in, so we can hit on a 1 or less. Three. Counterattack. He is at 4. +1 is 5. +3 is 8. We have 4 defense, so we're going to be on the 3 to 4 row. No modifiers. Oh no, sorry, +1 because we're spotted. So 3 to 4 with a +1. Ooh, a 9. It's not good. 9 is damaged. We're definitely getting out of dodge here. So for our endurance check, we didn't go aggressive, but we are damaged, so we get a +1. So with his A rating, we need a 4 or less. Nope, not even close. So he will RTB. And then we're going to bring in the seal. So that's 5 subs in there now. So he gets +1 for congregating risk to his transit event roll. So he's going to get something on an 8 or 9. 8. 5 and 1. He should be safe with that. 5 to 6. 1 is no event. For his search and contact, again, the +1 for the ultra area gets negated by the -1 for congregating risk. A 1 and a 0. He found nothing. So he will do an endurance check with a -1 modifier. He is a B rating, so he needs a 5 or less. Nope. RTB for him. All right, next we're going to move up to Empire Pacific. I think we'll just have the 3 subs that are still there patrol that area. So first we've got the pickerel, and I don't think, spotted only affects search and contact during work period 1 and 2. So looks like he will have no modifiers to his search and contact roll. 8 and 1. That's going to be a small convoy for sure. Let's see, it's moderate density. So that's going to be 3, 2, 1. All right. I think we'll go ahead and set up in column A here. Looks most promising. And especially since we're already spotted, I think going cautious might be wise at this point. So we'll just flip these 2 over. Ah, nice. Hopefully some easy pickings. It's only a 4 attack though, otherwise we might have possibly been able to do a split shot there, but I doubt it. It's tough doing a split shot when you're cautious, because the other than your designated modifier, you're basically losing 2. Because the modifier, or the TDC, gets a +1, and you have a +1 on the 2 roll as well, or the 2 hit roll. All right, let's hopefully get one of these with a nice TDC. Ooh, not looking good. Wow, this is when we need that perfect shot event. Make all those negative. All right, well, let's see what we can do. Our 4 attack is reduced to 3, and then we lose 1 for the defense and 1 for the TDC. So we need a 1 or less to hit the top one. We'll try that. Yeah, we did. Finally. So the pickerel sinks a 1,000 ton merchant. Just make a note of that real quick. And then also need to jot down that sub that we lost earlier. So he is gone. We will add to our totals. Going up to 246 ships and 1,019,000 for tonnage. All right, there's no counterattack. Now, do we want to push our luck and see if we can get a shot on that other one? I think so. We'll stay cautious. Let's see what we got here. Nice. And just one of these could be not the destroyer. Okay. The Yamakaze. All right. 3 more TDCs. There we go. All right. So our 4 attack is reduced to 3. We lose 1 for the defense on the ship. We lose 2 for the ASW revealed. But then we get 2 back because this is now a -2 since we're in the reattack round. So we need a 2 or less. Oh, so close. That 3 would have only damaged it though. All right, then take these off. The counterattack is going to be 2 plus 1 red box makes 3 plus another 3 from the war period is 6. We have 2 defense. We're not in shallow water. So that's going to be on the 3 to 4 row. And we have a +1 for being spotted, +1 for reattack, but then -1 for cautious. So it's going to be a net +1 on the 3 to 4 row. 8. Hopefully that's just spotted again. Yes, it is. Or no, sorry, 3 to 4 row. It is damaged. So we suffered some damage there from the Yamakaze. So for our endurance check, we are damaged, so we get a +1. We're a C rating, so he needs a 2 or less. Nope. So he will go back to the done section with an RTB marker. Next we have the Pogey. So again, just a straight roll for search and contact. 8 and 1, another small convoy of the moderate variety. So same thing, 3, 2, 1. All right, it would be nice if all 3 of these were merchants again. Tactical rating of 4 with an attack of 7 for the Pogey. We'll set him up in column A. And let's go ahead and go cautious with him as well. We just flip the 3 in our column. And we got our hospital ship again. Oh, and that one's a destroyer. It is the Nokazi. Or Nokaza. All right. In case we get a nice TDC there on him, we could potentially take him out. And which one over here do we want to do? Let's try the bottom one. That's not good. Don't really want to go after the hospital ship. Oh, look at that. Maybe we can take out the destroyer. Zero over there. All right. Let's see. If we did take a shot at him, it would be 6 minus his 6 defense takes us to 0. -1 for the ASW, but then 2 back in. So we'd need a 1 to hit him. If we tried to go for the top one, we're looking at 6 -1 for the defense is 5, -1 for the ASW is 4, -1 for the TDC is 3. Maybe we'll just try that. Don't really want to go after the hospital ship if we have another viable alternative, since the tonnage wouldn't count. So yeah, we'll say this is our unmodified TDC. We'll fire everything at the top merchant there. We need a 3 or less. Hey, we got it. And a 4 is just enough to sink it. 4 - 1 is 3. We're in the 1 to 4 row there. So another little small merchant goes down. Okay, like I said, we need to keep racking up that ship count so we can get these torpedoes improved. So that was the Pogey with a 1,000-ton merchant. Brings us to 247, and then this comes back to 0. We're up to 1,020,000 for the tonnage. Goes back in A cup, and then we've got a counterattack here. The destroyer has an ASW of 1. We add 1 for the red box, and then 3 for the war period, for a total of 5 minus our 4 defense. So he'll be on the 1 to 2 row with a -1 modifier because we are cautious. And a 5, which is a 4, is not going to be anything. All right. What are the odds that we could find something not dangerous over there. Let's find out. We'll slide over here. We'll remain cautious. And we'll flip over the rest of these. Ooh, that light cruiser. Our aircraft is back. And an auxiliary. All right, so let's get our ships replaced. The light cruiser is going to be the Yubari. And our auxiliary is the Hayatomo. 16,000 tons. All right. Well, we have 4 ships, so don't have to decide which ones to put TDCs on. Okay, those are probably out of the question. How about this one? Ooh, nice. I'd like to be able to take a shot there. Probably not there. Just for funsies, let's see if we could potentially take a shot at that guy. We're at 7 minus 1 is 6. Minus 3 for the ship defense takes us down to 3. Minus 3 ASW takes us down to 0. We go to -1 for moving over a column. Then this TDC is actually a -1. So we could take a shot at that, but we'd need a 0. But I think this one's going to be much more favorable. Our 7 minus 1 again is 6. Minus 3 for the defense is 3. Minus 3 for the ASW is 0. But then we get to add back in 3. So a 3 or less to hit the light cruiser, a 0 to hit the oiler over there. I think we'll go for this guy. So that'll be our unmodified TDC. 3 or less. Ooh, we got it. And a 7, which becomes a 6 after our torpedo modifier. He is a 3,000 ton, so we're still on the first row. So yep, definitely sunk. Nice job, Pogie. 2 and 1. And that is the CL Yubari. That's 3,000 ton. This one I thought this whole turn we were going to end up empty-handed. We get 3 here right in a row. All right, well, not right in a row, but pretty close to each other. So he will go over here to the pile of shame. We've now taken out 4, 3. Yeah, we've taken out 4 of the IJN counters. We've got to record that. 1 more ship, 3,000 more tons. It's going to put us up to 248. And 1, 2, 3. 1,023,000 for the tonnage. All right, we do have a counterattack we have to face. They are at 3, plus 1 for the op area is 4, plus 3 for the war period makes 7. We have 4 defense, so they will be on the 3 to 4 row. The plus 1 for re-attack round cancels with the -1 for cautious attack posture. So 3 to 4 with no modifier. And a 4, I believe, is good. Yes, we are fine. His endurance check, A rating. None of those modifiers apply, so he needs a 5 or less. Got it. Alright, so he goes back to the done area. And then we've got the Gatto with no modifiers to the search and contact. Ooh, that's going to be nothing. Too bad that white die wasn't a 0. We could have had a sub encounter. But so his, he's a A rating as well, but he gets -1 for not finding anything. So he needs a 6 or less to stay out there. He does. And then we'll wrap up our patrols up here in the Coral Islands. We have the S-23. Again, no modifiers. Oh, 9 and 5, so that's going to be a high density. And 5 is a large convoy. So a high density large convoy is going to be 3321. All right, S-23 just has a tactical rating of 2. Need to get rid of this. Too far. I'm thinking we start over here. Or do we want to start here? Yeah, let's just stay here. We'll go standard attack posture. We only have to flip 2. Ooh, a combat event. 9. Ooh, 9 is combat. The submarine eludes all escorts and attacks the surface ships. There is no counterattack, and the submarine gets an extra free attack before proceeding to 14.3. There is no -1 modifier to the TDCs for the free attack unless it's drawn during the re-attack round. So basically, instead of a counterattack, we get a second round of combat in the first attack round. So that will be nice, depending on what we reveal here. Okay, that goes back to the cup, and please be, oh, crate. Well, that's our only option, so looks like we're going after, I mean, I guess we could target something over there, depending if it has a good enough TDC on it. So let's see what we get. -2 on the hospital ship and +1 over there. So it looks like we might go after that hospital ship after all. If we had a super skipper, he would be relieved of duty for this, but let's see what we get. So 3, -1 for the torpedoes is 2. The ship's defense takes that away, and then we add 2 back for the -2 TDC. So we hit on a 2 or less, and we basically get 2 cracks at it. Do we reveal? Actually, I think we might reveal more ships for that, and do, I know we do more TDCs. I think we might reveal more ships as well. for that free attack that's addressed here in the FAQ. Replaces step 2 with an additional combat. Reveal all targets that you're required to reveal normally and then conduct your attack. Then instead of getting counterattacked, you conduct another attack round revealing more ships. So yeah, we go through the whole process. And I believe we can even switch postures and all that, you know, slide over, all that kind of stuff. Just as if it was the re-attack round, but it's not really the re-attack round. Okay, so we'll try this one first. So we needed a 2 or less. We said we're standard, right? Yeah. And we did not get it. So these go away. There's no counterattack. We get another free attack in the first round. So I think we will slide over. Slide the camera over as well. And we'll stay standard posture. Flip these 2. There we go. Oh no. I was afraid of that. We got the Harukaze. B-cup. All right. Well, we don't get -1 to the TDCs because this isn't really the re-attack round yet. Come on, be a -3. Oh, -2. That's pretty good. I think we will just have a shot. So 3 -1 is 2. Minus the ship's defense is 0. Minus the ASW is -2. But then add 2 back in for the TDC. So we can hit it on a 0. Nope. All right. So then at this time, we have the opportunity to withdraw or proceed to the re-attack round. And I think at this point, it's probably best to just withdraw. He only has 1 defense. We've already got 1 destroyer showing. We'd have to flip at least 1 more if we go cautious. Yeah, and as you saw, even with a pretty favorable TDC, the odds of hitting is pretty low. So, yeah, I think we'll just scoot out of here. He is a D rating, so he needs a 2 or less to stay around. And he does not get it. We'll RTB next turn. And then, so I was thinking about this whole Aleutians campaign thing again, and before I was saying that now that we have all these extra subs at Dutch Harbor, we could kind of reshuffle around who's assigned to that campaign. But so I was thinking maybe we could send the permit off somewhere else here then. But then I looked at the wording again of the Aleutians campaign war event. I'm not sure that that's the case. I think I might have to try to get clarification on this. It's probably going to have to wait for an answer from Steve Jackson. But so for the Aleutians campaign, it's in War Period 1. Here's what it says. 8 submarines must deploy to the Aleutians. Dutch Harbor sub base becomes operational, and the player must designate a minimum of 8 submarines to base from and RTB to Dutch Harbor. These submarines, meaning the 8 that you've designated, may only operate in the Aleutians and Kurils and must be replaced if lost. So if you lose one, you have to replace it with somebody else. But I'm not sure that there's any provision there to like rotate out the 8 that you have there. I mean, it seems like that would be fine. But I mean, a strict reading of it would be when this event happens, that's the point that you designate the ones that will base from there. And then those submarines specifically may only operate in the Aleutians and the Kurils. So I think we'll just play it that way, just to be on the safe side. I will try to get clarification on that, whether rotating those out is allowed. But for the time being, that means, let me recheck the scenario setup. And remember, the scenario setup actually has a mistake where they only have 7 subs up there, so we decided to make the permit that 8th one. So that being the case, it's going to be S30, S33, S34, S35, S28, S23. Who's the other one? 30, 33, 34, 35, 28, 23, and 32, which was one we weren't going to keep around. So S32, and then the permit was our 8th one. So I've just made a note of those so I don't forget. But those are the ones that we have designated to operate up there. We'll go ahead and leave him here and patrol in the Coral Islands this turn. So he'll get a straight roll for search and contact. Ooh, 0 and a 9. I think that's going to be a loner. Yes, it is. So we got a white box result for the first die roll and a red box result for the second die roll. So that's a loner. We will get a single draw from Cup C. Let me get this all cleared off of here. He goes back over there. B cup, C cup, D cup. All right, so we get our single draw from the C cup. Hopefully we can get this one this time. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. Then we have to roll, and it was our defense rating, right? No, our tactical rating. If we rolled equal to, oh, just had a flicker of the lights there. It was equal to or less than our tactical rating. So we are at a 3, sorry. So on a 3 or less, we get to set up in the same column. And it's not, so we will set up in column B. And then we reveal, I believe. Yep. All right, it's a carrier. A lone carrier. I wonder what he's doing out here all by his lonesome. It is the Chuyo. Ooh, it's only got a 3 defense. Might have a chance at this. So he's 19,000 tons anyway, so I think we might be better off just trying surface attack. Pretty sure that's allowed. Unless the loner is oh no, it's a Japanese warship. So we can't do surface gunnery. That's too bad. All right, well, let's see if we can get a shot on him here. This guy goes back into C. Let's make sure that's right. Is there really a carrier in the C cup this time around? Yep, there's one in C and one in D. So it definitely does belong in there. All right, so we need a TDC marker for him. Really use a -3 here. Oh, a +1. Yeah, that's going to be, unfortunately, no shot possible. Because we've got our 4 attack -3 is or -1, I mean, is 3, and then minus the ship's defensive 3 is 0, and then the TDC and the column over knocks another one off. So no shot possible in the first round, which means they do not counterattack. So we will slide over here for the re-attack. It does say, it's confirming again. I don't think it'll say on that, but for the loner, it does say re-attack rounds may be used, and you get a 3rd attack if you have a super skipper. And we'll have a -1 DRM on our endurance check. I think we might have forgot that with the last loner we had. Try to remember that this time. They basically treat it as the same as a no enemy contacts if you just encounter a loner. All right. Does it say? No, that's. I think they still get a counterattack though. Or no, they don't, because we didn't have a valid shot. Right. Never mind. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I think. Re-attack, so we need a new TDC. Come on. I guess we need to say what posture we are too. We might as well go aggressive. We'll assume we were standard the first time since I didn't say anything. So we will go aggressive this time. Oh, and it's only a 0 though, but that'll be a -2 between our aggressive posture and the re-attack round. So we will have a chance here. 4 -1 is 3, minus his 3 defense takes us to 0, but then the -2 TDC brings us back up to 2. So we need a 2 or less with a -1 modifier, so a 3 or less will hit the Chuyo. Come on. Oh, well, that damage roll was poo anyway. All right, well, we missed another opportunity at a loner. He does get to counterattack this time though, so because he's aircraft capable, he has a 1/2 rating for counterattack, so that'll round up to a 1. We have 1 red box, and then 3 for the war period makes 5 minus our 2 defense. We are not in shallow waters, so he will be on the 3 to 4 row with a +1 for re-attack and a +1 for aggressive posture. He rolled a 0, so we're good. Even though it's a 2 on the 3 to 4 row, that's still nothing. All right, so he sails away we do our endurance check, but with a -1 for loner, but +1 for aggressive, so even roll. A C rating means we need a 3 or less. Oh. RTB for him. And now we got to get all these subs out of the bases. Why don't we start with Brisbane, because that'll probably be easy. We've only got 2 here. And I think we'll just send them like we usually do out of this base up into the Bismarck Sea, which gives them access to South Philippine Sea or the Carolines, depending on which way we want to send them. And there are no red boxes along the way, so they just go there, and might as well flip them to patrol side. Keep them close by. All right, how about Fremantle? We've got 4 coming out of there. And I think we just want to get all 4 of them up into South China Sea 2. Gives them access all 3 directions here. So there won't be any congregating risk. We will have a transit event check here, and because they've gone through narrow and or shallow waters, there'll be a +1 modifier, so they will have to roll even though they're on transit side. So we'll do the halibut first. Ooh, he's an early Gatto though. I wonder if we should... I did check, there's 1 early Gatto that's going to be leaving soon anyway, so I wasn't really worried about trying to keep them that close to Pearl. See which one that was. I think it was next month. Yeah, in June the Gatto will be returning, so he's up in Empire Pacific, so that's fine. I guess we can keep him over here for a while. We've still got several others that need refit, so I think that'll be an issue. So moving him up to the South China Sea 2, like I said, 1 red box there. So with his -1 for transit side, but +1 for narrow shallow, a 9 will trigger. He did not get a 9, so he's good. And patrol there next turn. Next we'll do the same for the Grenadier. So only on a 9. No, I'll just go ahead and roll all of these here while we're over here. Gudgeon is next. He's fine. And then the Tautog. He's fine. All right, so all of these go up to here, patrol side. Now, Dutch Harbor and Pearl. We got quite a load here. Let's do the Pearl Harbor ones first. See what all we have. Several 6s and a couple 7s. No early Gattos. What did I say we had here? 5, 6. Okay. So we're probably going to want to split them up here a little bit. Problem is we got a big mess here in the Marianas right now. I guess we'll send think we want to get these two newest ones that just came out, the Ho and the Tenosa, headed over this way. So we'll send them. Oh, it's going to get crowded up here though too, with all those coming out of Dutch Harbor. I feel like maybe we're going to need to send some of these guys down to the Solomons to come up through this way instead. So let's send the Ho and the Tenosa for sure to the Marshall Islands. They've got no hazards along the way getting there. And we'll leave them on transit side, I think. Try to get them further in. And then for the rest, this is a 4. The rest of these are 6s. Why don't we let's send the Pompano down this way to the Solomons. They've got no transit event worries along the way there. And we will you know what, let's let them get further in as well. We'll kind of maybe rebase him over toward the Fremantle. So we'll leave him transit side up. And then the other 3, let's send one of them down this way as well. We'll also leave him on transit side. I guess we'll push the other 2 then over here into the Marshall Islands. Let's leave them patrol side though. Or have them flip patrol side. Okay, and then for Dutch Harbor, we need to figure out which of these have to stay up there. So it was wasn't the 47. 44 is not one of them. 42 is not one of them. 32 is. 34 is. 41 is not. 35 is. So these 3 have to stay up in the Aleutians. So we'll do them first. We will send them. We've got only 2 over in the Curls, so we can send 2 of them over there. So let's send, I think it really matters. We're going to have no transit event check as long as we avoid congregating risk, because the transit side up will make it impossible to roll a 9. So we'll just send these 2 here, have them flip to patrol side, and then we'll send the S32 here and have him flip to patrol side. All right. And then we've got these. How many does that leave? Perfect. Leaves 4. We'll send all 4 of them into the North Pacific. And again, since there's only one red box and they're all on transit side, they won't have any transit event worries, and we'll just have all of them. We don't want to send them much further because they're all pretty crappy. So we'll just have them patrol from there. Might have some of them patrol there or move off into the Bonins or the Corals. We'll see. All right, I believe that is everyone from all of the bases. We've taken care of all of our ones that were out operating. So that's going to do it for the operations segment. For our conclude turn phase, we remove or improve tropical storms. So if you remember from last turn, the tropical storms, I believe, still just get removed until we get, I think next month is when they start upgrading into typhoons. Let's see, it was over here. No, it was the next page. Down here. Typhoon 2s are removed. Typhoon 1s and tropical storms are removed from December to May. We're in May. And then starting next month, we'll have to roll a die. And if it's a 0 to 7, it's removed. Otherwise, it's upgrades to a typhoon. All right, and we had no one in or pass through the Carolines this turn, so we don't have to worry about rolling for any damage. So that just comes off. Then we have to remove spotted markers. I know we have a few of those out here. Let's see if we can find them. Those guys all just came out. None there. None there. Is there any hiding in here? Yes, there's one. So the snook. Actually, I think that might have been last turn. There was one time where I forget when it was now exactly, but I was off on my counterattack roll. I didn't take into account that they were cautious and a sub shouldn't have been spotted when they actually were, but too late to do anything about that now. So the snook will lose his on a 0 to 6. He does. Any others in here? I think so, yes. Whoever this is, the greenling. See if he can lose his. He does. And there's another one. The guardfish. He loses his. All right, I think that's all there. These guys all just came out. Let's see if we got any up here. Yep, I see one hiding under there. On the pickerel. Loses his. And these all just came out. These are just RTB. So that looks to be it. We can remove our ultra markers. And no victory conditions yet, so spotter markers from sub on roll 0 to 6. Move spotter markers upon return to base. Yeah, of course. Not sure why that's there. Advance the date markers. So we're on to week 2. We sunk a total of 3 ships this week, I think. Yep, all kind of there toward the end to put us up to 248 for ship count and 1,023,000 for tonnage. So that's going to do it for this episode. Look forward to seeing you back in the next episode. See you next time.